Testing one, two, three. I think we may be good now. Maybe. Good deal. All right. We are in business. I don't know what I'm doing here. Uh, y'all bear with me. Rock Hill, huh? Well, I loaded this load in Charlotte yesterday. Well, literally right across the state line, off old Ford Nations, off Old Nations Ford Nations Road or whatever it was. Well, we're getting folks in here. Be safe, Robin. Good to see you. Mr. Bees, how are you? What are you doing telling people where you're at? You said you wasn't going to do that in that comment post to Wheel Burners. I'm fixing to get rolling. I figured I'd try this out. Everybody else is doing it. Why not jump on the bandwagon? At a rest area in Mississippi. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out. I'm looking at something here. I hadn't done this vertical stuff before, y'all. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure out what all these buttons are for. Oh, that's fine. That's fine, Mr. B. Just appreciate you being here for a minute. It's showing 6 episodes. Oh, I got the little reactions thing on. How'd I do that? That's what I'm doing. I, I'm at the age now to where I'm just poking fun. There's my trucking sister, Miss Tara. Hello. I'm gonna finish poking buttons here in a minute and spin the camera around. Bloop. Okay. I don't know how much it's gonna vibrate. That's a new mount for the windshield. Oh, trying to get out of here before he does. That's just a picnic pavilion there. Can't even get on YouTube without a wrench in my hand. Well, I'm not gonna be as particular. Ooh, look, Josh. What are those Siberian Huskies? Malamutes? Yeah, I'm on Interstate 22, right out of Alabama at the Mississippi rest area right this second. All right. Y'all want to see my view of rolling down the road? Seeing as how Semi Ernie's doing it, Humberto's doing it now, Wheelburner's doing it. Let's get this show on the road. Clear to the left. I'm going to the right. Is there a lot of background noise, or is it just my voice isolated? Because I have no way of telling. Welcome in, Egghead Rocks. That's another Bama boy, like you, JD. But everybody that knows Egghead knows he's in Alabama too. Well, I don't know how well it'll stay quiet because these Mississippi roads they leave a lot to be desired as far as maintenance. Surprise, Tolga. Welcome in. Yeah, this is the quiet part of Tammy Wynette Legacy Center, exit 113. If y'all didn't know, I think she's a Mississippi girl. I'm gonna miss Thunder Beach, Egghead. I need to be home weekend after next. I'm gonna try to join Adventures of Key Fob and Brainy Chameleon and Catastrophic as they do that ride for coming up on the 18th of May at Tifton Harley Davidson. Camera pretty stable. I just figured I'd do a test here because after I get unloaded this afternoon, I'll be down for what us truck drivers call a 34-hour break, a 34-hour reset. I'm running short of time. As far as the hours of service I have available to work every day. Been pretty stretched out this week. I'll be pretty close to where I won't be too far from where Rainy Rider resides. Might try to catch up with him this weekend. Usually when I'm in an area somewhere and I know some of the Shade Tree Army's guys are at, I usually give them a holler to once I got their phone numbers and try to hook up with them. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. It's really not that bad. I can read the comments, but I'll have to pay attention to the road, and y'all have to bear with me. This is a learning curve for me. I don't do this every day, but y'all know that. Maybe I can, maybe I can stay live long enough, and y'all can ride through the birthplace of Elvis Presley with me. Before too long, I'll be passing through Tupelo. I can already tell that mount is making the camera, the phone, tilt back towards me. I can adjust that later. Like I said, this is just a test run. Egghead, I love Mississippi too, but I got 16 too many wheels under me right now. But story of my life. But see, even in a truck, I'm behind bars. And what I mean by bars is there's a bar here by the door, a grab handle to pull myself up in and out. So that that kind of curbs the appetite just a little bit. The only thing is, in these commercial trucks, we have to be careful of what roads we're on and what we're not because Natchez Trace Parkway is part of Mississippi, and in I think it runs through the northern part of Mississippi into Louisiana, and no commercial trucks are allowed on it. Just like up in the mountains around western North Carolina, you got US 129, Tail of the Dragon area out of Robbinsville up into Sevierville, Knoxville. No commercial trucks are allowed. US 441 out of Cherokee over the mountain into Gatlinburg. No commercial trucks, just due to the nature of the roads being so narrow. Hey Brian, what you mean? Hey Brian, did Wheelburner sneak his ass in here? Let me just see. Oh, Wheelburner Express has got a wrench in here? Huh. Should I, y'all? Should I? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have no valued chamber channel members like Sterling does, and I don't even have membership turned on. Like I said, I just love the community and love talking to you guys. Might as well talk to you all at once. Everybody welcome in Sick Bastard. I just saw him pop in. Hope Gainesville is treating you nice today, bud. You see the clouds in the sky in front of me. I just come through a pretty rough rainstorm coming out of Alabama. Oh my lord, sister, sister from another mister. Welcome in, Miss Shannon. Hope you're killing it today and having a very wonderful, prosperous day. Hope everything worked out with your stuff yesterday or day before, getting all your paperwork and stuff straightened out. Y'all are fixing to see me roll through a way station if it's open. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that mount. Is it open? Is it open? It is open. Ah, something you don't get to see on Wheelburner's channel. I don't know if y'all hear that beep or not. That's a pre-pass in the windshield. That radar thing I passed under, it's giving me a beeping sound. And that beeping sound, that beep, 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 that means I get to bypass the scale. I don't have to go into way. If it was a long pause, long drawn out beep, the light would be red, and I would have to go in for them to check my weight. And that's all rated by the Federal Highway Safety Administration. They determine how they determine that is uh, the CSA scores that the trucking companies have, and the carrier I'm with, luckily, every truck driver they have is an owner operator, and luckily us guys they keep their nose clean pretty much, and our CSA scores stay way down. We don't have a whole lot of infractions, don't have a whole lot of violations, and they it, it saves us a lot of time and a lot of hassle. Plus, the less interaction we have with them, the better. It's like riding a motorcycle. The more of us, the less of them. So hopefully, a lot of us in here that are part of the Shade Tree Army, hopefully, a lot of us are planning on making the October camp out that can. It'd be good to see a lot of the old friends together, and the ones that I hadn't met yet. Hopefully, I can meet and add to my list of fellow weirdos. So, what we got here? Take care, Mr. Beast. Appreciate you popping in for a few minutes. Holy cow, we've already got 10 of us in here. Man, I am starting to feel like a celebrity. Those of you who've met me in person, you know I look nothing like a celebrity. It's actually funny. I was always told I had a face only a mother could love. something. Yeah. Hope everything's good with your mother. Oh, that's right. She's coming home. I remember that from you saying that in Wheelburners Live. Yeah. Prayers to you, and hope everything goes smoothly in the transition. I'm just having a glance at the chat, y'all, because this, like I said, for those of you just coming in, this is my first time jumping on this wagon like everybody else. Seems pretty cool so far. I'm enjoying it. Trying to keep up with the chat too, but looks like we're getting a break in the clouds. I can almost see it now. This will become addictive to me because I don't really, I don't really say a whole lot when I'm not commenting in other people's live streams and or on the phone with people. Most of the time, it's a pretty quiet day. The ones that like me, love me, as the song goes. Appreciate you taking time out of your break this afternoon after getting off the call with Miss Dar and making the other 9 million calls. That list you had as you was getting off the end of your live. Appreciate the time and attention away from what you got going on. Toga handling business here like he does for everybody else. Appreciate it, buddy. Uh, I get that, Indigenous Steve, especially if you're right there where all the construction is going on at the bottom of 77 and there at the loop. Yeah, just listen. Yeah, don't try to be Yeah, don't try to be commenting. I've been over there twice this week. Matter of fact, the first time I was over there this past week was when the shooting happened up there in Charlotte. And then yesterday, supposedly the president was landing there, and I was trying to hurry up and get in there and get out before he landed at the airport, because that probably caused a chaos yesterday. I got in and out of there before that happened. Maybe you, maybe soon, Egghead, you can find a way to make it happen. And I hadn't personally reached out to. I mean, I have texted him and stuff, but I haven't personally made contact with Recyclers Hooligan. But luckily, Sick Bastard was on it the last couple of days, and I know Josh, you were trying to work on it as well, and I'm, I know we're all just glad and thankful that he's okay, and it's just phone issues, which kind of knew they were coming. I'm, I'm not lighting a cigar. I don't have, I don't, I don't have that that vice. But I do got to smoke every once in a while. Like I said on my very first live stream, that's what keeps me out of prison. He still ain't got back to me yet either, Josh. And I've still been searching through my comments from where his mom made a post to try to reach out to her. And even going through YouTube Studio, I can't find that comment of where she had commented on one of my videos. It was nice to meet her that day. I stopped and met him in person. And I can't believe that the day I had to stop and take my 30-minute break. It just happened to be around Fort Payne. And we were just standing there getting to meet each other, getting to know each other. And I was having to walk the puppy. And we didn't think about taking a picture. We didn't think about doing a video. We were just concentrated on, meeting and greeting. Of course, me on a time crunch, I really couldn't hang out too long. Like Sterling goes live on his 30-minute break sometimes. That might be a good idea. I might try to start doing that, but I can't do super fancy editing like everybody else can. But I've been I've been threatened with an inch in my life. I just need to start doing that. And who knows? It just a lot of you already know that, you know, we've all been through a lot the last 12 to 18 months personally ourselves. It takes a lot to recover from that, and I'm glad that we got us the community we do, that we can rely on each other and the network we're building. But we're just using YouTube publicly to stay up to date with everybody. And maybe 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 one day, like Wilburner said, have a cookout all together and bring everybody together and just have a shindig and a throwdown. Yeah, let's all go to Alberta when they get moved out there. Instead of a housewarming party, it'll be the house crashing. We'll just crash. We'll just all plan to get together and show up unannounced. Hi, we're here. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I won't be able to scroll back in the comments. A lot of y'all are talking amongst yourselves, but I appreciate the listening to me while y'all are doing that. Okay, we are 10 miles from going through Tupelo. You won't see a whole lot except the exits off the interstates. I mean, if I had time to stop and take y'all through the scenic tour, I would, but I have got exactly 2 hours and 11 minutes from right now that I can work the rest of the week until I pick up hours after midnight that I had 8 days ago. You truck drivers understand how that works. That's exactly right. We didn't even know it, sick bastard. I was standing right next to you. We were standing right next to each other when your phone went to ringing in October, and didn't meet each other till the March camp out. Josh, you're not the only one jealous of that bike. But that bike's only sitting 90 miles south of my house because we've made this aware in Wheelburners and Sterling's lives. But sick bastard lives in Gainesville, Florida, and I live just across the state line in Georgia from him, and it's only 90 miles. A buddy of mine rides a Harley, and we've been down to Gainesville a lot with his bike because he likes to go down to Gainesville, and even though Tipton's only 45 miles up the road. But back to the October camp out coming up, you guys. What I'm gonna do is folks that ride down from up north that'll be passing through on Interstate 75 the week, the few days leading up to the October camp out, instead of getting hotel rooms, I'll be hosting at my place, and it's only 5 minutes off the interstate. I got You got three different exits you can get off of Interstate 75 just before you get to the Florida state line to get to my house. I'm on the east side of Interstate 75. I'm off in the woods. Got 7 families live out there on a dead end dirt road, and there's a pine forest owned by a lumber company that surrounds all of our homes. We can blare music till midnight. For those of us that were there in March at the camp out, we know the karaoke got a little carried away, and the cops had to come. The cops showed up to tell us to calm down a little bit. It was a little loud. Well, at my place there in Georgia, we can play music to we can blare it. We can wake the dead, and heck, the neighbors might even come over and join us. We all need a convoy to Sterling's wedding. that 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 would be awesome. I'm gonna try myself to schedule that. I had talked to Sterling offline before he went on vacation. We were on the phone together, and I was asking him the particulars and stuff. So, because I'm going, buddy of mine, him and his band are getting back together that I helped in when I was active duty in 2008 in South Korea. They're having a reunion in Guam in July. I mentioned Guam in July in Wheelburners Live earlier, and the band's getting back together. The old band's getting back together for a reunion, one night show at his bar in Guam. So they asked me to make my way back out there. So I'm gonna go out there for a week because I hadn't really got anything planned as far as this last little spontaneous trip I took to the mountains for that little that community post that I had put up and that short I put up about meeting Tim Montana. I rode up there and got to meet him, and he's an independent country music artist, sort of like Cody Jinks is, and Jamie Johnson now, and all them guys. He's actually from Montana. Miss Tara, thank you for joining in, and hopefully the waters are seated down there in your neck of the woods. Take care. Well, Shannon, I'll be leaving on a plane on July the 10th. I'm going to be flying out of Atlanta, Georgia, July the 10th through the 17th, going to Guam. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sick bastard. I'm after July, the next thing planned is the October camp out as far as me taking off of work. And that's why I said I'll be hosting folks that are coming down. I'll post it in the Discord, and I'll post a community thing here on YouTube. And for anybody that doesn't have it, in my About section on my channel, my main page, on my main channel page, in my About section is my email address for you folks that don't have my email address. And my channel handle. I mentioned it in a video when I was first starting to introduce the motorcycle I got now. And my channel handle is a play on words. It is pronounced Soga Nofla. It's a couple of letters from each word, South Georgia and North Florida. Used to have a radio DJ at home back when I was a teenager, and that's what he referred to because it was right there at the Florida Georgia line. That's what he referred to every morning. I'd be getting up, getting ready for school and stuff, and he'd come on at 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Soga Nofla. How's everybody this morning? And it stuck with me. So I just pay homage to an old radio DJ friend of mine. He's no longer doing that. He's retired from the radio station now. But yeah, I'll have to go back through this, and the ones that don't have wrenches, I'll make sure you get one. And yes, Brian, I'll let you keep your wrench here. Nobody fully understands your method to your madness, like you say, but I get it. 100% respect. I can call and text you if I want to, but I'm not going to abuse that privilege. Good question, Indigenous Steed. I can't look it up right now. I think it's the 24th through the 27th, though. It's the weekend right before Halloween. The October campout is. Well, see, Brian. Now you're on my channel. You're on my domain. So I call the shots. But I'm not here to gain millions of subscribers either. I probably won't never see 10,000 like you, but I much more enjoy the conversation. Ooh, abuse all you want. Don't tempt me with a good time. I wish I could. I wish I could hear her say that again. Yeah, I'm still totally, thoroughly, 100% in love with my wife. These memories. I'm glad me and her made them. And just like it says in my about section, I'm rambling my way through life. Hop on and enjoy the ride if you want to. Yeah, I think most of us in here is already subscribed to you there, sick bastard. But those with wrenches, y'all can do like y'all was able to do before on Brian's channel. If if anyone isn't subscribed to anyone's channel, if you got wrenches, drop your links. There, y'all welcome in the last rider. He's he's another fellow that's a friend of mine that I got a video up on my channel of meeting him in Woodbridge, Virginia. Y'all welcome him in. Good fella, good fella. He's another one just like you guys that you know has been there for support with me behind the scenes. This community that we sharing right now is freaking awesome. I know, I know, I keep saying it, but can't say it enough. And I'm gonna have to work on this phone mount. There's no reason I got it. It's a Steely mount that magnet mounts to the window, and the reason I got it is I already got a Steely mount on the dash. But it just so happens it's gonna need a little tweaking on the windshield. Well, shit, I can't even give out no wrenches on my own channel. What the heck? I'll have to figure it out later. Yeah, good job there, Toga. I know Dee'll appreciate it because hopefully he's working on his workout content from his garage. Because last time I spoke with him on the phone, that's what he was gearing towards next to try to put out some more content, and I hope he really does. What? Well, Egghead, that's what's gonna happen when, even though we all come from different walks of life, we're all different. I mean, but we all put our britches on the same way. We all have our own ways about things, but that just shows how similar everybody is. But the difference is the conversation. And here we are. I said something about Tupelo, and we're making our way through, and I'm off on a different subject. Uh, I am deciding whether I want to go around this right arrow truck in front of me or not. I think I will. Y'all want to see me pass a truck or two? I'm not. I'm not restricted to 62 or 63 or 68. Speed limit in Mississippi, where I'm at right now, is 70, and I'm doing the posted speed limit. Says no man ever. Look, flatbed, but that truck's red. Oh yeah, this part of the South, yeah, it's gonna look the same. Uh-oh. I don't know if y'all can see on the other side of the interstate. Smokey Bear got him one. I think I will get back in the right lane now. Mississippi making that revenue. 83 miles from Memphis, but I'll be stopping just shy of Memphis in Byhalia, Mississippi, where I'm delivering this load to. It was 603 miles from where I loaded in Charlotte yesterday. So I figured I had to stop at that rest area anyhow. Brian had just recently got off of his live stream, and I'm like, why don't I just follow suit? Yeah, I'm jumping on a coattail. Hope I don't pull it off. Nobody wants to see Brian's drawers, unless it's Dar. I have no clue where it's at. I think it's out in Texas somewhere or California. Plays the William Tell the overture. I think is what that those speed bumps play. Whatever god awful things y'all do to the like button is on you. hopefully, hopefully I can be just a tenth of as entertaining as our other hosts that do these same riding videos, driving videos rather. And here I am passing another truck, but I'm still only doing 70 mile an hour. And for those of you that have been along for this journey I'm on, dang, Mississippi got him another captured on the other side of the road. And here I am running balls to the wall at 70 mile an hour. Good question, last rider. Like me and Brian had talked in Wheelburner, he had got on the subject of the CB. I think it was yesterday's live or day before's. I got the CB on, but I got it turned down because they some guys we get past all these truck stops and stuff, they'll be talking all kind of garbage, and most of the time people don't use the CB until they're sitting in a stop situation on the interstate. What's going on up there? This, that, and the other. They don't pay attention to road signs for constructions, or they don't pay attention to their GPSs or their Google Maps that shows accidents ahead or road blockages ahead or this, that, and the other. And it's the CB's not used like it used to be. The line of work I'm in with my end dump situation, and especially since COVID, a lot of these shippers I go to and a lot of these customers I deliver to, we need to utilize the CB there. That way, we're not having to have as much direct contact. Plus, it speeds up the loading and unloading process when you don't have to get out and go in and physically transfer paperwork and signatures and stuff like that. But I'm thinking that as I progress with this channel, when I get the right setups and stuff, I can show y'all maybe South Georgia Hotshot, how he's got the camera on the back of his truck and shows it loading and unloading on his step deck. My trailer's an end dump, and for those of y'all don't know what an end dump trailer is, it's basically you're driving a dump truck except the wagon, except the trailer. It operates like a dump truck. It's a frameless trailer, so it's called an A-frame. When it's up in the air, it looks like the letter A. Maybe I can hang a camera up on the side of the trailer or something, and y'all can watch stuff get unloaded. Right, Brian. The CB did, yeah, like we talked the other day. The CB did make a brief comeback during COVID. It's slowly fading away again. Yeah, on the radio, yeah. Luckily for me, in my line of work, I got to use it in most places I pick up with shippers and receivers now, and that kind of that's what I was talking about the other day. That kind of stuck, and that's how it used to be years ago for us old folks. Well, for Brian anyhow, because he's got way more years experience of this than me, like 2 or 3 more, I think. But still, that's back then, and 30 some years ago. 2 years of experience is like 20 years experience now. Oh, mud duck, indigenous Steve, you had to say mud duck. Can't go nowhere in the country and not hear him. I could probably, with the overcast we got going on right now, I could probably turn the CB back. Well, I don't see the needle moving, but if the needle was moving, it would probably be him. Y'all notice how in my video, even though this is my first one doing the driving live, I've already outdone Brian in the left lane for as many miles as I've already covered in the left lane that he covers in 5 hours of his stream. Yeah, I'm poking fun at you, but I get it. I get it. I get it. And I wonder. Oh, I got a little close to the shoulder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that mount just a little bit. I'm glad y'all still hanging in there, cause I'm really not keeping up. What's my call sign for the radio? Master Splinter. Uh, Last Rider. Master Splinter. I use that because that's the nickname I got when I was in basic training. I mean, I was 34 years old when I enlisted. I think I said that in one of my previous videos. But before that, before I went in the military, I was driving trucks, and it wasn't Master Splinter then, of course. But it's back when I could keep a mustache and a goatee, and somehow or another I got the nickname Shaggy because I looked like the character off Scooby Doo because I had the long hair and I was kind of looked like a '70s throwaway hippie. But Master Splinter kind of stuck when I earned that name through basic training, and uh, that's where I got my nickname was in basic training because I was 34 years old, and everybody else that was in basic training with me was 17, 18, 19 years old. So even the even the drill instructors got on that kick of calling me Master Splinter. And this is probably one of the rare times that I've actually wanted to uh, run my mouth a whole lot at once and actually be not bringing everybody down with a sob story. I mean, we all we all know we all know the tragedies that have befell my way, and now that I'm being back on the road, it's a blessing because we all know that we all know the story that my wife, she was a service manager at the shop, so she, even though she was at a Volvo shop and I own a Peterbilt, she was very, very instrumental in helping track down stuff for this truck, and very, very proactive in the preventative maintenance. And then like what Will Burner was talking about, the nickel and diming you about a truck. The truck's gonna nickel and dime you. The truck's gonna have needs, and if you can do your proper pre trips and post trips, you'll catch stuff ahead of time. And we all know the saying: prevention is worth a pound of cure. It may sting a little, but it sure saves you a whole lot on the backside. Because the more uptime you have in a whatever you do in life, it don't have to be just driving a truck. Like with our motorcycles, we don't keep the maintenance up on them. They're going to let us know it. They're not going to be happy. Oh, I just saw your comment, Egghead. Being able to see Star Wars and smoking the bandit at the drive-in movies as a little kid was the best thing ever. Let me tell you where the first time I was when I seen Star Wars in 1977. I was a army brat at Fort Rucker. Yeah, it's Fort Novosel now. In Ozark, Alabama. And where the Love's truck stop sitting at in Ozark, Alabama right now used to be where the drive-in theater was at. Same property. That's where I first saw Star Wars. Star Wars. And Jaws. It was a double feature. Star Wars and Jaws. But that's pretty neat. 2-4, welcome in. Hello, hello. Yeah, this is Mississippi. This is Mississippi Interstate 22. I am westbound. Used to be before Interstate 22. It used to be a little old state road. Uh, uh, in Alabama, it was Highway 78 years ago when I first started driving, and well, no, US 78. It was a US highway because it run all the way into uh. Am I back? I had a call come in. Can y'all still hear me? Because I hope it didn't transfer. This Bluetooth is hooked to the GPS too. Okay, good deal. This Bluetooth is hooked to this Bluetooth headset I'm talking to you on. It's hooked to the phone. It's hooked to the GPS. It's hooked to the radio in the truck. It's hooked to the iPad, and it all done it automatically. I don't even know. That's how technologically literate I am. Y'all welcome in another new to a new to Tiff Bond Stella Wheels. She's now in North Carolina. If y'all have not, Toga, if you could look up her channel, please, and post her link. She's she's they are putting out some pretty decent, awesome content over there, and think she now resides in North Carolina. Was from Illinois, I do believe. Got a pretty nice Roadmaster too. Love that color. Makes me miss my Chieftain, but I love that new Chief I got more, and the reason why I got it. Tiff Bond Stella Wheels. Just a few comments up from, let's see, right, right between we hearing you and last rider saying Lima Charlie, loud and clear. I can't I can't touch the screen and give nobody wrenches for some reason on my own channel. Toggle, I'll have to set you as channel master like Wheelburner does. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Meghead saying Porky's was the first movie I ever saw when my dad got our first black box. Well, you know that was based on an actual bar in Florida, in Central Florida, not far from Gainesville. if memory does serve me correctly. I'm a I'm a movie buff. I'm a music buff. I'm a history buff. There you go, Miss Tiff. That way, these other folks that are in here that follow me all the time, if they hadn't subscribed already, they can click on your link and then go check out your content too. Because a lot of them ride motorcycles too. We like to support each other because like I said earlier, like the shade tree surgeon says, one more, more of us, less of them. That's what it's all about, community. Porky's Bar. It it it, it was in Florida. The movie Porky's, Sick Bastard. It was based off of a real, actual bar in Florida back in the '70s that actually burnt down because of the drama between the bootlegging and everything that was going on back in the '70s. Even though prohibition had been way over and done with. You are you are too much, Brian. First movie was the first movie you ever saw that showed real. Everything else was, yeah. For most of us young men, that's the way a lot of it was. We had to rely on what was it, HBO After Dark or Cinemax or Showtime After Dark. We had to sneak that in after the parents went to sleep. But my wife asked why I don't go to biker bars or other bars now. I tell her they're not. Would you believe it or not? In my little small town, we we don't have the bar scene that we had in the '80s and '90s. I think we got one what you would consider country and western type bar. Nowadays, it's gone to like uh bar and grill type restaurants. That's most in my neck of the woods anyhow. And I've seen that in my travels across the country. I've seen it. I've seen that trend developing too because suburbia, USA, suburban area, it's just more convenient to have like a bar and grill type restaurant establishment. Well, 2-4, I appreciate the subscription and all that, but I am random. I'm way more random than Sterling. I'm way more random than riding with T-Bone. Consistent with my content. I just this weird space I've been in my personal life that some of these folks in here have already attested to that already know. It's it's one of these natural progressions to where when when the urge hits me, hello, here I am. But I do appreciate it. I'm working on it. I wanna be able to the door that I have a problem getting through is the editing side of it. That's a big hurdle for a lot of folks. And like with Sick Batch, for instance, getting all this new equipment and it being new technology to you, and learning how to actually use the equipment, and it's going to take trial and error for me as well. Because I mean, this is just my iPhone, just like I did with those lives, streams, and all the other videos. There, there's one video that I put up. It was actually with a little action camera. It's like a GoPro knockoff, but it didn't have any audio inputs, and I had to just use the mic that was on it, and I had to learn how to be closer to it. That way, the audio picked me up, and it had no Bluetooth capability to add like uh, a wireless mic or anything to it. But I'm working on it. Are you showing off Sterling's feet again, Toga? Is that what you're doing, or did you drop a link to his channel? Oh, I think that's his feet pictures. See how the clouds are moving back in again? Okay, us old school guys in here. I don't know if a camera will pick it up or not. Cause mine don't zoom and unzoom like Brian's was doing, like Wheelburners was. Who can tell me what those initials mean, you old school truck drivers? If you're still in here, Wheelburner, you'll know. Cause yeah, that company is still rolling for over 60 years. They've been on the road, and they're still in business. I wanted to say, kid, but when you do get lucky enough to catch it, it's a great chance. Oh, well, shit. Yeah. If it's that time of day and you can crack one, crack one. Just crack one for me, 'cause I can't have one right now. I might find a hotel room after I get unloaded, 'cause I won't be able to go far with that time I got left for the day. No, I told God I was just talking about his feet. His feet pictures is everything, though. Who needs his channel? He needs his channel. We need his channel. People that don't have Sterling's channel yet don't know what they're missing out on. It's like riding a motorcycle 2-4. It don't matter what you're on as long as you're on it. I don't know if this mic's gonna pick up the wind noise, but I gotta crack the wind because I just lit another cigarette. We are 52 miles from my destination to where I will be dropping my load. And what I mean by dropping my load is putting the trailer up in the air and it falling out the back on the ground. Hope it's not windy, because you can go on YouTube and find all kind of videos of end dump trailers falling over on their side, and it's not pretty, and it scares me every time I have to do it. But the company I'm leased to has 3 different bulk commodity divisions. They have a hopper division, a hopper trailer. That's where you can load stuff in the top of the trailer. It's got a tarp across of it, and it's got holes out the bottom where you can roll doors open and stuff, and the product drops out of the bottom of the trailer onto the ground or into a pit that has a conveyor belt on it to take it to its appropriate storage locations. We're getting questions here. Let me see what it says. You asking me that, last rider, or are you asking the whole chat? If you're asking the whole chat, they can comment it in there. My favorite motorcycle? The next one. But we all know what the next one is. The one I got now. The 22 Indian Chief. That's my baby. That's my pride and joy. And for those that don't know, my wife had a big hand in that. And I was in the process of helping her learn how to ride on the old Suzuki that I had bought from Shay, which I had helped my daughter with, and now she's got a Rebel 1100. And then that's why I got rid of my Chieftain. My wife wanted to start riding, and our family was becoming a family who rides. My daughter's fiance, he's got a 2010 Heritage Street Glide. Up, Heritage Street Glide. Listen to me, a Heritage Special. Shh. That's how much I know about Harleys. Jeez, I'm an idiot. What I'm hauling now to for is it's called washed screenings. And washed screenings basically is like a charcoal, like a load of charcoal that's been. Am I back? I am back, I think. I don't know why I got kicked out. Out. Maybe because I'm swapping cell towers as I go down the road. I don't have the ability to go in like wheel burner and set my towers. But that's what I'm hauling. Wash screenings, and it's just a bulk commodity load. Do I sit in the truck when they do that? Well, I will I'll be I'll be stepping up my game, sick bastard. The trailer, I actually got a PTO on my truck with a wet kit on the back to hold the hydraulic oil. I actually operate the trailer, and I have to be sitting in the truck to operate the switch because it's down here by the driver's seat. So it's kind of hairy sometimes because I can watch that trailer go up, and if there's a bit of wind, I can see the trailer as it's unloading. And if the stuff in the trailer ain't loaded down the center, and if it's too far to the left or too far to the right in the trailer, it'll pull the trailer that direction. And if it's real windy, I'll see the trailer rocking back and forth a little bit. And it gets to that point, I put the trailer back down and wait for the wind to subside. But there's all kind of stuff that like I said, these bulk commodities. It can be anywhere from uh, fertilizer that you get in bags at the store. It'll be that, but it'll be 47,000 pounds of it. Hotter than the sun in Gainesville today. Oof. Hope it don't smell like one either. Sick bastard. Good question, last rider. Does the driving feel like meditation? Double-edged sword there. When I was active duty, I hauled fuel. When I was active duty, I got deployed to Iraq. And hauling fuel in Iraq is not very conducive to a state where you want to be meditating. But the good thing about hauling fuel in Iraq is we go out in convoys of trucks that have uh, a security team with us. Every third or fourth truck, there's a security vehicle with us, and there's usually 20 to 30 vehicles in the convoy. And each vehicle's got at least two people in it. So you figure 22 trucks, say, there's 44 people in those 22 trucks. Every one of them with itchy trigger fingers. So we all got each other's back. Getting back on, getting back home, and going through the med board with the military, and deciding what I was going to do to get back to work. I procrastinated. I procrastinated. I didn't want to get back in the truck. I didn't want to get back in the truck. And the reason I didn't want to get back in the truck is for the same reason we all hate being out here on the road by ourselves. It's us against everybody else. We have to pay attention to our surroundings. Even though y'all are looking out the windshield right now, every 2 or 3 seconds I'm glancing in my mirrors. I'm looking at the road. I'm looking at the sky. I'm looking overhead, looking up, looking all around me, keeping my situational awareness at its peak, because you never know. Just like in anybody's daily commute back and forth to work, you never know what's going to come at you at any given time. Yeah, it's an A-frame trailer, indigenous seed. It's one of the A-frame, frameless end dump they call it. Mine don't have the frame where the box goes up. They're a lot more. The ones that had the frame are a lot more stable, of course, and it pivots up on the rear axle. I appreciate you saying that, Last Rider. You guys are heroes too for what you guys do, each and every one of you. Even if it's, you know, going through whatever you're going. Dang, he's got a same type of trailer I do, except his has got more ribs on the side of it. That's an end dump trailer. That whole box lifts up in the air from the front. It pivots up off those back wheels. It's like I said, it's a dump truck, but it's a dump trailer. Works like a dump truck, but you got the hitch and you got the center. You know, you got the pivot point for the fifth wheel. And whenever I put this box in the air, my truck is straight in line with my trailer. That's my signal was blipping in and out. It's showing I'm still hooked to the phone. I am getting into some rain. Hopefully it's hopefully it's back on track. I said I'm not fancy by no means. But I was hoping to get you guys to hang in here long enough. Ah, Mr. Dean, welcome in. I didn't see you come in the first time. Fun fact, Last Rider, which you probably already know this, the the Rebel 1100 shares the same engine and drivetrain as the Africa Twin. They both share the same engine and transmission drivetrain. They just, of course, set up for two totally different applications. But hopefully, y'all are enjoying the view. I'm trying to keep the windshield clean so y'all ain't staring at water spots. Just home from work. Huh. Well, join me as I try to wind my day down, Mr. Dean. I am making my way to, like I said earlier, Byhalia, Mississippi, which is just southeast of Memphis, Tennessee. Here in another 38 miles, I will be arriving to my destination to get this out of my trailer and find a hole to hide in for the weekend. I'm glad y'all jumped in to share the last few little miles of this journey with me. Oh, yeah, that's right, Mr. Dean. Meet Last Rider. He's in Woodbridge. Last Rider's in Woodbridge, Mr. Dean. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, the notification stuff. I have a hard time remembering to hit all notifications as well. That is awesome news, sick bastard. Same number? I presume it's going to be the same phone number. Yeah, Mr. Dean, if you get a chance, go back and look at his look at Last Rider's his videos and stuff that he's had online. He's a very big supporter of riding and giving out great advice, motivational advice. I know he's helped me a lot. Well, all of you have. I appreciate everyone's personal connection. We have been flirting with the idea eventually, me and Last Rider, of maybe coordinating on a podcast style deal sometime or other where we can share stuff, motivational stuff, and it don't have to be, you know, preaching or nothing like that, because we all have our own beliefs, and I respect everyone's personal beliefs, as all of us here pretty much, respect each other's wishes. And I don't know why I have to keep getting in this left lane. Goodness gracious. Forgive me for doing 70 mile an hour. A lot of these mega carriers that Will Burner and Search Sterling and all they refer to all the time. A lot of these mega carriers, they got so many trucks in their fleets that they have them regulated and have them set and governed and to optimize fuel efficiency. But me being an owner operator with the carrier I'm at, we're not restricted to 65, 66, 68. We just can't be above 5 mile an hour the posted speed limit. That truck I'm passing right there is contracted to ride Aero Trucking, and they're from Valdosta, Georgia. They're a contract hauler with FedEx. Huh? Imagine that. Another truck from Valdosta passing another fellow from Valdosta. I didn't recognize him. I don't know the guy, but he's from my same town. Y'all are fixing to see a bunch of idiots. We're fixing to lose the right lane up here. Well, have a beer for me, 'cause I can't have one yet. Well, what's worse than hot beer? Ain't but one thing worse than hot beer. Please slow down. Oh, my camera system ain't gonna holler at me. The carrier I'm with, they have an outboard camera for insurance purposes and accident related purposes or whatever. It don't really it don't really it's not really a tattletale on us. It actually helps us as owner operators and leased carriers, keep our noses clean. Actually, everybody took this construction area pretty well. Nobody was acting stupid. Of course, I'm on a live stream. Nobody's gonna act up and cut up in front of me while I got the live stream going. Well, Toga, if you're out, does that mean you're out? If so, man, I appreciate you joining in and helping out. Well, maybe told Mr. Dean, maybe I can post his link on a channel that I have a wrench. No. Oh, skunk beer is worse than hot beer? No. There's something else worse than skunk beer, and that's no beer. Like Bubba J from that character of Jeff Dunham's. How do I know when I've had enough? I run out. Who would have thought there'd be this many pine trees in Mississippi? Yeah, last rider. There you go. You ought to be able to click on that to get to Mr. Dean's channel, Mr. Motorball in Virginia. Maybe y'all can connect that way. Holy cow, there's 10 people in here right now and 11 likes. That is awesome. I wish I could show y'all that dump trailer. That's y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. Oh, that's a dump truck. But it's still the same concept. It's too far off the road. I'm glad the camera's not shaky. I'm glad the looks like the picture's pretty well stabilized. Should I not let this vehicle merge on? Yeah, I think I'll let him merge on. He's got the right truck. A Ram. Can't dodge it, ram it. Everybody welcome in Sky's Limit 73. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you, brother. Grandma and Grandpa in the Avalon. Oh, did y'all hear that? Maintain safe distance. That was my tattletale in the window. It uses AI technology. It can actually read road signs, speed limit signs, and stuff like that. This world we living in nowadays is unreal. Well, you know what I always say. It's better to have a Cummins than to be choking. Because a lot of people love them power chokes. for for pickup trucks, I'd have to say the Cummins for me for the pickup trucks. Now, anybody else in the chat, they may have a difference of opinion. The old the old international diesels, what was it? The were they 7.3s in the old Fords, like in the 70s and 80s? You couldn't kill them, and they had smog emissions on them. Then it wasn't the the SCR stuff and the DPF stuff we have now, but they still had smog emissions on them, but they were still pretty well bulletproof. Oh, you're a good indigenous, Steve. It ain't that serious. I just I just happened to look at the screen and like, wow, that's how this works. That's funny, Indigenous Steve. You're probably right too, though. Uh, What we have coming up on me, guys, is what I call a kamikaze trucker. Now, mind you, I'm running 70 mile an hour, and I guess he's loaded because this hill's pulling him back down. If you can't tell, I'm in the northern part of Mississippi, and we have some rolling hills. Not really mountains, but rolling hills. And I'm literally running 70 mile an hour. And some of these desperados out here, they don't care. Hopefully you're doing good, sky's limit. Hopefully you're doing real good. I hope things are better for you than they were when we saw each other in March, man. I know you've been dealing with a lot too. Be good to see you in October again. I mean, it's right in your backyard, so I mean, pretty well safe bet to say you'll be there. Nope, not jealous one bit, Indigenous Steed. Mhm. Okay, I'm being sarcastic. That must be a second gen. Is that the second gen Ram? Dodge Ram? Oh boy. Anything else on you guys' mind? I got 22 miles to go, and all we're doing here is looking at a little overcast and a light sprinkle. My my test run's going pretty good so far, other than a couple of connection issues we had earlier. But oh, welcome back, Robin. Taking a smoke break. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But I don't have to take a break to do it. And Indigenous Steed, for as much as I like you, brother, I would not trade places with where you're sitting right now for nothing in the world. Like I said, I've had to deal with it twice this last week already. Whew. No, Charlotte to me is kind of like Atlanta. Don't really want to be there. Don't really want to go. But just outside of Charlotte, there in Lowell, at exit 22, for those of y'all don't know, that's where I bought my. That's where I ordered my bike and had it shipped to the dealership there at Indian Motorcycle. Those folks done my bike real good. Oh yeah, I seen your Gilroy. I just hate we didn't make connection in March. Appreciate you popping in, last rider. I'll holler at you later, or holler at me. Take care of the kiddos. Well, I do too, Robin. The new Indians, even though the Harley purists, they jump on me all the time. That's just a Polaris. That's just a Polaris. But how many Harley riders do you know that go home, get off their bikes, and hop on their Polaris Ranger or their uh or whatever other models, ATV or UTVs, and they'll have Polaris equipment in their garages. And yeah, I know, just like everybody else knows, Polaris did make a good bike with the Victory. But guess what? The Victory technology lives on in the new Indians. They they had two motorcycle companies competing for the same space. So that, think about it. A parent company has two competing makes under the same umbrella. Is it really feasible to keep both of them? However, there's a long drawn out story to why I came to be an Indian owner. Yeah, it involved hard. That gum signal. It may not look like it on the screen, but the weather is getting overcast. Ain't nothing wrong with having more than one make or more than one brand. I mean, there's a Suzuki Boulevard C50 in my shop at the house alongside my Indian. I bought it about about 3 years ago now, and my neighbor bought it from me, and he don't have a garage to keep it in, so he keeps it there at my house. Hell, I ride it more than he does. It's a 2008. It was a one owner from the lady I bought it from, and that's the thing. At one time, you could buy bowling balls and motorcycles from the same company. I mean, it is what it is. The biggest thing that's come out of the American V twin market is for us customers. It gives us it makes them compete with each other to provide us a better product and a wider variety of product. Yeah, the Indian name was gone. The Indian name was back. The Indian name was gone. The Indian name was back. So what? People make products for people to. I'm sorry about the connection issues, y'all. I'm learning as I go. In front of me is a load of port chassis, container chassis, because they're on the Mississippi River. So a lot of containers get set off on container ships out in the Gulf, and as they make their way up the Mississippi River to go where they're going, a lot of them get pre-staged here to go off into the United States here out of Memphis. But you guys, I don't want to drag this process out too long and bore y'all to death. I hope I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm just testing this out. Well, here in just a second after I go into this overpass, you can start see it coming into view. There's a cell tower right off to my right. Yep. I'm gonna reconfigure this mount situation over the weekend. and welcome in another fellow weirdo. Everyone say hello to Adventures of Key Fob. Must ears must have been burning. I was mentioning earlier that I'm gonna try to be home for the the dream ride on the 18th. I'm trying to stay at work out here on the road. I hope to get to hook up with you and Brainy Chameleon and wish your son off as he goes into the Marines after for his graduating high school and he's going off to Paris Island in July. I feel for him. When I went in the Army back in '08, I got sent to uh, Fort Jackson, and it was August to October in the humidity in the South Carolina humidity as well. But I wasn't in the environment he's going to be in. Not that I didn't want to be. I just a lot of things happened that made me go in later in life, and it wasn't nothing because I got locked up or in trouble or anything like that. Just life went on. Oh, he's not wasting no time after he graduates. I'm pretty sure Brainy is. I mean, you yeah, July is quick enough, but stepping it up a month, got to take time to make all the memories you can ahead of it for sure. But hopefully he'll get through it and learn a lot. Because that's one thing the military done for me. It taught me a lot I didn't know, even at 34 years old, and already had a family and already had a life. I needed that stability, that groundedness, the structure. And I keep playing with that mount. Just making it off of Interstate 22 onto Interstate 269 now. 269's an outer loop around the big metropolis of Memphis. Here in about 10 minutes, I will be arriving to where I will be delivering this load. I'm going to try to hang in. I may pop the mount off and stick it on the mirror. And maybe I can go ahead and show y'all what I got to do. Or I may do it in a short. May have to cut it short. May have to cut this live stream short. Well, I'm not in Tennessee. I'm in the state line. To Tennessee. I'm Memphis is to my west, northwest, about 15 miles from where I'm at. While I'm on a break this weekend, and we're not to be around Memphis, buddy. 5.5 drove. Yeah, I get over there around West Memphis. I shut my CB off because I get tired of hearing about go to channel 38 for that real deal. Yeah, I'm, I think I told you this before, Mr. Dean. The first time my wife rode with me up in your, I took her. I purposely took her across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and I didn't tell her. She thought it was a bridge the whole quarter mile, half a mile off onto the curve, and she started panicking because she didn't like bridges to begin with. And then we rounded that curve, and she saw it drop off under the water. She was ready to jump out the truck and walk back across the bridge back to land. But I will say this: we had to come up from Georgia, and we always stopped at exit 11 there on 95 in Emporia because she would not let me pass Sadler's truck stop to get a good home cooked meal. But another interesting part about Virginia, Mr. Dean, I'll go ahead and tell you now. After I got out of after I got out of basic training, I was sent to AIT for mine. So I was up there from October, November. Yeah, it was 2.5 months. January. So I was doing AIT training up there in the wintertime. That was fun. And Thanksgiving of 2006 when I went in. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Thanksgiving 2006. My mom and stepdad they drove up. The signal get more and more wonky as I get closer to this Tennessee state line. Looks like, but I can finish up the rest of that story. Thanksgiving '06, my mom and stepdad came up to Fort Lee, and I got a weekend pass for Thanksgiving to spend with them. And we went over to Fort Eustis, and he took me through the Transportation Museum, and that was a really good time, a good learning experience. You guys got a lot of history and a lot of stuff to go look at in y'all's neck of the woods too. Fort Useless, yep. I didn't have to do with my MOS being a 92 Foxtrot. I was a fueler. Luckily, my prior civilian job was a truck driver, so I didn't have to go to Fort Lost in the Woods for my driving instructions. My civilian my civilian CDL took care of that for me, so I didn't have to go all the way out there for that school as well. Yeah, I missed the which post? Lost in the Woods or Useless? Oh, I never been there. Out of AIT, my my first duty station, they sent me to South Korea. I was being a fueler. They put me on an air base, Army air base K-16, right outside of Seoul. We had 22 Blackhawks, three Chinooks, and Colonel B.B. Bell's C-5 private plane. Well, private plane, military issue, but it was pretty interesting. Off my exit here, I'm a mile and a half from where I'm gonna deliver. May have to just bear with me a minute as I check in at this place because they're pretty quick about doing getting us in and getting us out. Kind of like how Brian wheel burner he unloads his ingots. It only takes him a few minutes. As a kid, Toga, like I said earlier, we were talking. Egghead was talking about Star Wars and Smoking the Bandit and stuff. Growing up watching them in the drive-in theater. Fort Rucker itself, it was a aviation post as well, and my dad was active duty there, and they had the Chinooks and the Hueys. Didn't have didn't have the Blackhawks at the time when I was a kid in the early '70s. The Hueys were the big thing back then. They were just starting to get the Blackhawks, but the Chinooks were everywhere. But one cool thing about military aviation. Even though I'm not Army, even though I'm not Air Force, even though I was Army, the city I live in now, back home, is a training base, and they still train A-10 pilots at Moody Air Force Base. Even though Moody has been on the chopping block off and on for the last 30 years for government cutbacks in the military and this, that, and the other, they still train A-10 pilots there. So there's times I can be sitting at home after mowing the yard out there in the chair, chilling out, relaxing. I'll see a couple fly over, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is the greatest country in the world to be living in, and it just makes me be proud to call my little piece of dirt home. Name a military Togo. Name a military vehicle that is designed for comfort. There's your task. Y'all are fixing to get me to y'all fixing to get to watch me pull in here and check in at this facility. I don't think they have a restriction to cameras or nothing. If they do, I might have to spin y'all around because I've only been here one time before, and it was just a couple of days ago. But I may have to hang the headset up. Oh, no cameras, no photography. Let me do this. Hi, y'all. Let me get the headset off. Just a minute. Yeah, you know I've been here before. I was just here 2 days ago. I know what to do now. But they only gave me 2 copies this time. I'll be listening for you on the mic. Yes, sir. This feels like some. This feels real familiar, don't it? Yeah, the multitasking I had to do is do the logbook thing and everything, just like Brian Wheelburner has to do on his. Got to watch for the forklifts. The only difference I got than Brian is, like I said, I have the end dump. I have to pull up on this. I'm actually pulling up on a scale. They have to weigh me in heavy. Then I go around there and I unload and I come back and I weigh out empty. Be listening here a second and I'll hear him on the speaker say, "Okay, got your weight." Welcome in, Umberto. All right. Welcome in, Umberto. Appreciate you joining for a few minutes. Showing y'all a little bit of my trucking life. They have got a flatbed dropped here in the way that they didn't have the other day. So I'm fixing to have to get around it. And I'm going to have to do this in a hurry because I got a couple of things I got to do to prep the trailer. I got to pull the mud flaps off and roll the tarp open and swing the back door open. So when I go to set the trailer up in the air, all this stuff will come out. But I cannot do that until somebody comes around here. I mean, I can get the trailer prepped and ready, but I can't unload until I get the go ahead from the operators back here. And it don't look like there's an operator in that front end loader right there. Straight back. All right. Good. I get to go straight in. But I got to back up to do it. Yeah, I pull an end dump. I'm gonna see. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can get away with it, y'all. I'm gonna hang y'all on the mirror while I'm waiting on him because I gotta get out. I gotta get out and prep this trailer anyhow. Let's see if I can do this. I don't like the way that looks. Hang on. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you're on the door. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but you're going to have to hang on a second. Alrighty. Maybe y'all can see that. Y'all will be able to watch the trailer go up. Well, good, Umberto. I'm glad you do. That hole back there that front end loader just cleared out, I'm going to back straight in there and dump. I just got to watch that roof. Because the trailer will go way up in the air. Good thing it's flat, even ground, too. It's getting dusty because the truck fan kicked on. I do have to get out and make sure that I'm not too far back. I think that'll work right there. That good? Okay. I'm going with it. He's just sitting there waiting on me. And I'm having to engage the PTO right now. Y'all can't see it because I got the camera turned and I don't want to reach it because we're not supposed to be doing this. But I set my trailer brakes. My truck brakes are released. The truck will walk back as the trailer picks up. Are y'all ready for this? Watch the trailer. It's going to start going up in the air. Wait a minute before it does. Let me go double check one more thing. Y'all can probably still hear me back here. Yeah, we're clear. Pretty weird, ain't it? Hopefully y'all can still hear me, because I didn't hear it disconnect. But like I said, watch the trailer. You already seen it start to go up. Now, it should stay about where it's at going up. You shouldn't see it go left or right any. It looks like it's going kind of slow because I'm letting it go slow. That way, if I see it start leaning one way or the other, but y'all see that roof too, where people's hit it before? That's what I'm having to watch out for as well. This is the scariest part of my day, guys. You said you've done it before, right, IH? Hi, guys. I can hear it start sliding out now. If you look at the bottom of the tires, I can go on up some more. I ain't nowhere close to this roof. It's close, though. Ugh. I'm gonna let it roll forward a little bit. Yeah, I just had to release the brakes, and I'm having to let the truck and trailer both walk forward. No, it's like crushed charcoal. It's called washed screenings. You know how charcoal filters in a water filtration system works? Well, this is the same stuff, but just a huge bulk load of it. They used it at a water treatment plant at the last place I picked it up at. Now I can put the trailer up some more because I'm away from the building. All right, the trailer's topped out. Ease forward and let it fall out because it's all at the back of the trailer now. Slow and steady wins the race with this. That is 47,280 pounds of crushed, washed screenings. All right. Now that I'm away from the pile, I can set the trailer brakes and watch the trailer bit. Watch the trailer now. It'll come down quicker because it comes down by the weight, the gravity. The weight of the trailer's heavy enough. It comes down a lot quicker than it goes up. Oh yeah, not as tipsy 2.4. You're right, because it's got the frame. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, like dumping lime. I've hauled limestone before, and lime fertilizer. Yeah, crushed lime. Yeah, and crushed limestone. Yeah, you have to dump the air suspension in the trailer before you put the trailer up in the air. All right, now I'm gonna pull out the way and put the trailer back together. So the loader man can do his thing with the front end loader. And when I pull back up here out the way, I'll put y'all back in the truck. That's the thing about it. It only takes 10 or 15 minutes to load these trailers because a lot of it's done by front end loader. Then you saw how quick I got unloaded. Yeah, I got you mounted on the mirror, and the mirror goes out the door. But that's it. All there is to it. Now just reverse the process. Oh, and one day I'll give y'all a tour of this trailer how it works because this door works three different ways. It folds open like a barn door, like I'm doing now, or I can pull this pin on the side and it'll flap open like a tailgate, except not down, up. Or I can use the little door in the center back here to control the flow of the stuff coming out, like when I'm delivering roofing granules or fertilizer and it's going into a pit. Don't want to overflow a pit because a conveyor belt can only take so much product at a time. Lock the tailgate, put air back in the suspension. Maybe I'm still connected. Y'all can hear me. These mud flaps I had to pull because if I don't pull the mud flaps, they'll get hung up on the back tires and they'll rip out of the frame, and then I won't be DOT compliant. The most manual labor I'll do all day is this. But I'll be back with y'all in just a second because I really got to step up my game. The clock I'm working against is really, really getting short. And I want to make it across the river to where I'm going to spin my brake. I don't want to be stuck on this side of the river. I ain't going to roll the tarp back shut. That way, if it does rain, it'll wash out a little bit of the residue. Hopefully, y'all still hanging in there. Appreciate y'all coming along on my journey. Oh, and the main important thing too is when you walk back up alongside these trailers, make sure that the damn trailer's set back down on the frame. All right. Oh, sweet, Toga. I'm high class now. Get a real job. Were you able to tune in, Sterling, when I put the bed up and down? I was just showing off my craft. That's the question everybody wants to know. All right, back to the scale. Yeah, I don't want to look at my ugly mug. Navigate my way back out of here. Yeah, that flatbed trailer wasn't sitting there 2 days ago. Oh, only have 25 minutes left in my dang day. I have got to get the heck out of here and get across the river and get stopped. Because I don't want to be stuck over here. How much weight was in the box just then? 47,340 pounds of the stuff. My empty weight is usually with this trailer, around 32,300, 32,500 full of fuel. And I usually try to load as close to 80,000 pounds gross as I can, especially when I get paid by the tonnage. I'm waiting now to get out of here. I'm trying. Most of the guys that work with us that are owner operators that are contracted here, they got heavier trucks, the Volvos and the the big classic trucks. Their empty weights are insane. Some of them have a good weekend. Their empty weights are 35, 36,000 pounds, so they can't haul near what sometimes the contracted rates are for. But yeah, welcome to Mississippi. Now I got to figure out if I can got enough time to get across the river. Luckily for me, it's just ahead of rush hour for Memphis, Tennessee. There you are again. You have a good weekend, young lady. Oh yeah, she's jailbait for sure. Even though she's a security guard for a fella my age, yep, she's jailbait. As long as I stay under 5 mile an hour, I can stay off duty, and that'll help save my time till I can figure. Uh, till I can figure out what I'm doing here. Oh, it's saying 43 miles. Huh? That ain't pretty. What do I do? I know what I do. I know what I do. Y'all still hanging in there? I'm just trying to figure where I can get in this next 24 minutes. I got 15 miles to a truck stop. Y'all want to hang with me to a truck stop? I got nothing better to do but get this joker parked as quick as I can. Golly, I appreciate y'all hanging in here. And especially you, Sterling. If you're still in here and you took time away from your vacation to pop in, don't make don't get Red Lady mad at me. Oh, you put that hyphen in there on purpose, didn't you, Toka? I know. Make fun of the Sterling while he's gone. No, we're not doing that. I wouldn't. If you can't make fun of me in front of my face, I don't want you making fun of me behind the scenes. Come on, at least make fun of me to my face. That way I can laugh along with it too. Uh, I will not ever. I better not say will not ever. Let me rephrase that. I hope to never, ever pull a reefer or a van ever again. I cannot stand bumping a dock. And these folks getting off of work are losing their mind. Because there's industrial stuff around this place I just unloaded at, and I guess it's time for folks to get off of work. I what I do, I don't, I'm not having to worry about bumping a dock or checking in to get a trailer loaded or unloaded like that anymore. I paid my dues years ago, and I learned real quick that that avenue of trucking was not for me. Well, like I said, this live stream is a test to see. Nothing wrong with keeping the tradition, Toga. I'm fitting to see if I can save some time by not getting back on Interstate 269 because that truck stops not too far off this road up here to the left. And the place I wanted to get it to that I wanted to get myself to, I can't. I don't have enough drive time left. Oh man, thank you guys for sticking it out and put up with my rambling. Now these guys are trying to decide which lane they need to be in. Whew, made that light before it went green, before it went yellow. Listen at me, brain moving faster than my mouth. I ain't no soft truck. I ain't no stranger. Oh, I'm a Ford fucking Ranger. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that rear bumper with the license plate and the tow hitch on that Ranger. It's like two by sixes or a 2x12. I'm serious, y'all. Screenshot that and blow it up. Zoom in. The back bumper on that Ford Ranger is a chunk of wood. I'm trying not to stay too close to them because traffic is starting to get a little thicker. Well, let me see if I can fix that, Toga. Because there's red lights and stuff up here. Give it just a second. I'm sure I'll be up on him in a second. Because that light we coming up on up there, up that hill, is red. Oh, I think we might be able to do it. Oh, he's changing. He's getting in the left lane. I can't get in the left lane. Whoa, brakes. Maybe you can get it now. That's the closest I can get. Well, maybe I can get a little closer. No, it's not 2x4. It's not a 2x12. It's a piece of freaking flat iron with uh strips welded around it. I have a 10-speed automatic. You guy. It's a 2017 Peterbilt 579. I I bought the truck sight unseen. That helped. I got it from a friend of a friend because he got cancer and they had to pull his medical card. Long story short of it all is I helped I helped him by buying his truck and keep him from losing everything. And in the process, I've lost about everything. Go back in my previous videos and live streams and stuff, and hey, you might even remember. Of course, a lot of us in here have suffered a lot of personal tragedies and losses, and shared it with each other, and that's what it's about. It's about community and being able to rely on each other, even though we hadn't may not have ever met in person. I'm really sweating bullets. It may not look like it, but I keep looking over there at the time I have left on my 70, and it says 18 minutes. Oh, I don't need the screenshot of it. I just wanted y'all to see it because it was on a Ford Ranger, and you know how all them shorts pop up in the YouTube feed using that Ford Ranger sound, and they be loaded down with all kind of crap, and we just caught a Ford Ranger with a redneck tail rear bumper on it. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty spontaneous. What we can all call a happy accident. Now there are times I do miss having a clutch, but most of the places I go to, all these big cities I have to pass through. I mean, like I was through Atlanta this morning and Birmingham earlier. No, I refuse. Yeah, send it anyhow, Toga. Appreciate it. I'll send that to the kids at home. This content may feel familiar to to all of us as far as the driving stuff goes, but I'm pretty stoked that I stuck the camera out there on the mirror. I'm having to make sure I don't miss my turn because I ain't been this way. I hadn't been this way towards Memphis in a while. There's a truck stop just a few minutes down the road here. Those of us in the states know what a Flying J is. That's the closest truck stop to me. I ain't real fond of it, but with 15 minutes left on my 70, I ain't gonna have much choice. But the good thing is, if I hurry up and get stopped just after midnight, I can move over there to where I want to be and still get my break in this weekend. I don't use a whole lot of PC like other people do. Personal conveyance. For one, I don't want to take the chance of screwing up my e-logs. Okay, I'm in that weird spot of Mississippi, uh, Tennessee, and not far from the river where the state line is between Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Ugh. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to bail out. I'm learning what not to do where. But for now, we are back. And it is getting rush hour time. Eesh. Yeah, where I'm at is actually, if you know anything about the area, Mr. Dean, you probably do because you said you drove truck years ago. I'm actually Olive Branch, Mississippi now, just a few miles away from where I unloaded just a minute ago in Vidalia. Olive Branch is getting to be like a transportation dominant area as well, for warehousing and manufacturing as well. with it being a suburb of Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, it might have. That might have helped reestablish contact where it's a little bit clearer because it was probably on the speakerphone. According to these signs, it says according to my GPS, it was like this isn't a truck route, but it is. I get to the end of this little street here, and should be my truck stop on the right, if memory serves me correctly. 8 minutes left. 2 miles, 8 minutes. I might just make it. Welcome back into the horse, the horse, the horse, the horse. Yeah, the horse crap stuff. Now watch that car. Watch that car. Is it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop in time? Is it gonna stop in time? Yeah, we made it. Whew. Boy, that was close. You notice how even in a lot of wheel burners videos, we don't stop right at the little white line. We stay back a little bit, and when it turns green, we pause just a second and make sure that everybody clears the intersections. It's just part of that situational awareness stuff I was talking about earlier. See how he in that Dodge pickup, he just shot out around that little car. Everybody's in a hurry to go home. That's all they care about. Mr. Bees, you you, you hadn't made a complete mistake yet. It's still in your pocket. Reminds me of a line out of the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You can only choose one. Choose wisely. Y'all are gonna see me get into this truck stop parking lot by the skin of my teeth. See, if I had hazardous materials on, like Mr. Indigenous T would, I'd have to stop at this railroad crossing and let my window down and look both ways like I was in a school bus. But luckily, that stuff wasn't hazmat. I just unloaded. It was just dirt, basically dirt. Nothing, nothing hazardous about it unless you try to eat it. But who'd be dumb enough to eat dirt? Oh wait, we all did as kids. Or could the pilot be on my Flying J? Could it be on my left? Hell, I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's on my left. Shit, I'm in the wrong lane. I gotta get over a lane. I don't. I don't remember. Oh, not too talkative right now because I'm trying to watch what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember where I'm at here. Business center. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get over. Yeah, I got to turn left to this light. Go on, go on, go on. There's a tobacco store. I gotta get out of that and get into there. 3 minutes, y'all. Thankfully, the light just turned green. Now I gotta find a hole to park this thing in. This is how close we cut it on a daily basis sometimes. Y'all might have to see me get creative. Oh, welcome to the Flying J. Uh, this ain't gonna be pretty. There ain't enough room in here to park a gnat. That's the thing about parking closer to, stopping it closer to hub cities. Is there a parking spot right there? No, dang pickup truck in there with a trailer. Well, I might just have to use some PC because I'm not gonna park in no reserved spot and have to pay $25. I'm a cheap ass. Yeah, you can have it. That might be a good excuse to use personal conveyance. Because you know what a lot of drivers do, and this I'm gonna be totally honest with all of you. A lot of drivers, like these bobtails sitting in here, two or three deep, they park their trucks here on the weekend and they go home. The ones that live close by, and they make it harder for us road guys that are out here to be able to find a place to chill out and relax for the evening. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I have got 0 minutes left. Uh, hang on, y'all. I'm doing some log work. All right. Can't say I didn't try because they can look back on the cameras. But you know what I'm gonna have to do, guys? I am gonna have to kill this feed because I'm gonna have to get. And the reason I'm gonna have to kill this feed is I gotta get. It'll get me closer to the state line, the Tennessee state line, and I'll probably lose signal anyhow. But I do got to take care of a couple of phone calls, and I appreciate y'all along for the ride. Like, subscribe, and all that, if you so choose. And I'll catch you guys in somebody else's stream or on my next one. Let me do this. See you, fellas. You guys do follow Mr. B's example. Have a great day and be safe. I'll learn this one day.